shopping. We like to talk about it. The market for secondhand fashion expected to grow to $350 billion worldwide by 2027. It's not just vintage. Those trendy pieces you see in magazines are getting snapped up fast, but I guess they're used. You're still willing to spend money on them? NewsNation business contributor and New York Post reporter Lydia Moynihan joins us right now. That's amazing. The CEO of Poshmark said influencers and social media are really the driving force of secondhand fashion. I actually have a pile of stuff that my friends are like, oh, sell it on Poshmark.
It's so much easier to sell any used clothing than it's ever been before. And what's interesting is we're seeing this trend, particularly among younger people. People at all ages seem a lot more receptive to buying or consider buying secondhand. In 2017, just 52% of people said they were open to it, and now 93% of people are open to it. But it's really the younger generation that's pushing that trend, Gen Z in particular. There's one popular app for secondhand, Depop. 90% of the people on this app are Gen Z. So I do think this is a trend we're seeing among younger people, and it's kind of filtering on upwards. Again, the fast fashion industry emits about 10% of global emissions. So the fact that it's really troubling for the environment to buy all of this fast fashion, and the fact that it can be a lot cheaper to get something secondhand is definitely pushing this trend.
Yeah, I think there are some people who are thinking about their footprint, their carbon footprint, but I think the majority are thinking this is a lot cheaper and I can still look like I shopped full price for these luxury items. Let's switch gears to tech now. There are some companies, despite the claims of human extinction being a threat from AI, they are pledging to develop responsible AI. What does that mean?
Well, I'm glad to finally have at least some modicum of positive news about AI. I feel like every time I'm on, we talk about how it's going to be the death of us. And this is a small step in the right direction. 7 major AI companies, including Microsoft, Meta, have all committed and met with the White House on Friday to basically provide some very basic guidelines that they will promise to adhere to. These include letting the White House, letting the government look at some of the algorithms, letting other outside regulators take a look at what's going on. Another big thing, of course, is as the election looms, there's a lot of concern about misinformation, disinformation, AI-generated fake news, fake pictures on the internet. They are committing to have some sort of watermark that would indicate that it's actually a fake image, and they will try and police that. So these are definitely baby steps, not at all a solution across the board here. And of course, this agreement that they made, it's not legally binding. It's not like somebody can go after them if they're not adhering to this, but it is, I think, an acknowledgement and recognition that these companies are trying to be a bit more aware of the impact of what this means. So we'll see. We're also expecting an executive order from the White House in the next few weeks, and potentially some new regulation this fall as well. So this is very much sort of getting the ball rolling, but clearly not the holistic framework that we need.
Yeah. AI is going to become a lifestyle issue, and we're progressively nearing that as we hear more of these headlines. Lydia, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.